What's good, everybody? It's Halfway Nuts. Welcome to another Starfield video. In a previous video, I did a quick tip on how you can paint your starship in UC Vanguard colors. And if you watched that video, you might have caught a glimpse of this starship right here. This is my very own UC Vanguard starship that I threw together just for the Vanguard quests. Well, today, we're gonna build it. Coming up next. What the? Really? Well, it looks like I'm going straight to hell. Bye-bye. Gotta love those Bethesda bugs. You hate to love them, but they're just so special. Okay, let's talk about what we're looking at right here. This is a Spacer Scarab 2 that I managed to capture, and that's going to be the platform for the UC Vanguard Kestrel, which is the name I gave to the starship that I built. As you can see, we're not going to do a ton of stuff to it. We're mostly going to rearrange some parts and repaint it. Before we do that, let's go ahead and look at my stats. I am currently at level 45, and for the spaceship-related perks, I have 3 points in piloting, 1 point in shield systems, 1 point in payloads, 1 point in energy weapons, 1 point in missile systems, 1 point in particle beams, and 3 points in starship design. And let's go over to... oh, I also have 1 point in ballistic systems and targeting control systems. And let's go see who's on the crew at the moment. We have Barrett and Eric Von Price. So you can see the stats that they are adding to the ship. And so if we have some kind of odd stats at the beginning of the build that you might not expect to have, that could be what it is a combination of my perks and also the perks coming from my crew. So let's go into the builder and build this. It should be a pretty easy build. It shouldn't take that long. I think we have to rearrange some stuff on the ship here at New Atlantis, and then we have to go over to Hope Tech to do the rest. So let's get started.
Hey, what can I do for you? And here's your new captain. My crew can take a look at your ship, and you can stop by the Trade Authority kiosk if you need to offload some cargo.
I'd like to view and modify my ships.
Okay, no problem.
Okay then, what do we want to start with? Let's just start by taking this hab out because we're going to put it somewhere else. And then there is a 1x1 back here that... you know what, we're going to leave that in for now. We'll take that out later. Actually, no. We're going to take it out right now. And we are going to put the fuel tank up in there. Just for the time being. We're going to get rid of the shield and what few weapons this thing does have. We're going to get rid of those. It only has 2 weapons, 2 of the same weapon. That's really weird how underarmed this starship is. Meanwhile, the engines are so insanely OP that you can basically have like 2,000 cargo and you're still going to have 100 mobility. It's freaking insane how OP these engines are just on a vanilla spacer starship. It's kind of weird. Okay, we're going to get rid of the cargo. We will add cargo to it later, a different kind of cargo. For the habs, we are going to do this one right here. We're going to do a computer core, and this is going to go right here. And then the all-in-one B 2x1 is going to go under yonder, just like that. So right away we went from having 1 2x1 and a 1x1 to 2 2x1s. So it's I think a more clever use of space. Let's see, for cargo, I don't want to have to come back here later, so let's just do the cargo right now. We are going to do 2 of these right here. So the cargo is going to end up being pretty legit on this thing. It's going to be something crazy like yeah, like 1,600 cargo, which is pretty good for a starship like this. You're going to get rid of the cockpit and go to the C1X and upgrade from the standard C1. Puts us up to 1,660 cargo. Next thing we're going to do is, these are some Nova Galactic thruster arrays that were just put on there so that you didn't have open snap points. I'm going to put something a little more interesting looking on there. So we're going to go into structural, and we're probably going to do just like a radiator. I think that's what they were, as a radiator. Yes, these right here. We're going to put these right under yonder. There we go. Good stuff. Now, the last thing I need to do here at New Atlantis is change up the reactor. Actually, what we're gonna do is swap the positioning of these two things, because in the build I have, the grav drive is up top and the reactor's on the bottom. So let's get rid of this. And for the reactor, I chose to go really high end on this one, so it's going to be 28 power coming out of this one, 28 points of power, which is kind of a lot. And I think we are pretty much done. So the docker needs to be attached to the actual hab, so we can't have the fuel tank there. Let's get rid of that for now. We'll deal with fuel later. We'll give it just enough fuel that you can fly it around. Put that right there. And then for the hab, we'll just put this right back where we found it, and we'll tinker with the positioning of all this stuff later. Okay, now it's space-worthy. We can actually fly it around. So now it's time to take it over to Hope Tech and put a couple of parts on it from there. And then I think we will be done. And here we are, Hope Tech. Let's finish this thing up.
Got anything you need to offload? Trade Authority is always buying. Kiosk right here for you. Anything I can help you with?
Like to modify my ship.
Sure, how about it?
Okay, while we're finishing this up, a quick disclaimer. Nobody says you have to build your starship the way I build mine. It's your starship, you build it however you want. But in this video, we're doing what I do, because I want to do it that way. And if you don't like it, well, call the police.
UC Security, you're under arrest.
Alright, with that public service announcement out of the way, we're going to delete the docker and the 1x1 that's below it. And now I have a gaping hole that needs to be filled. That's exactly what she said. Anyway, so gotta fill that with something, so we're gonna put this huge fuel tank in there. Just put it right in there like that. So we can delete that fuel tank. Well, now we don't have a docker. What are we gonna do about that? Well, as you might have seen at the beginning of the video, we're gonna go with a side docker from Hope Tech, because I think these things are so cool. There we go. And on the other side goes the shield. I think in the build that I built previously, we had one of these. You would just attach like that. But I think I'm going to use something with a little bit more protection. I'm going to put this one on right here. And now, it's time for weapons. Let's do weapons next. So, now, in a few previous videos, everybody was like, oh my god, you need to use particle beam weapons. Well, guess what? Today, we are going to use particle beams. So, let's find a really good one that is Class B, because that's the class of the reactor. not that one. This one. Got an automatic one I want to put on there. Put that right there. Particle beams. There we go. Now we need a cannon. Some of you might be thinking, why are we using a Nova Galactic ship with Nova Galactic habs and their cockpit? Well, because the UC Vanguard Raptor is a Nova Galactic starship, so we may as well do the same. Just like how the Freestar Rangers seem to use a lot of Stroud-Eklund ships, well, for some reason the UC Vanguard uses Nova Galactic stuff usually. Okay. Now, I think in the previous build I did, there's a weapon missing right here. I want to see if I can put a suppressor up there. I think those are good for non-lethal takedown of starships. So if you're trying to capture a starship without accidentally just blasting it out of the sky, then you'd want a suppressor. I'm pretty sure that's how those work. If I'm getting that one wrong, then just put it in the comment section. And actually, I don't think I can find it here. I might have to go to another star yard just to put the suppressor I want on there. So stand by. Let me go see if I can find the right one. Okay, this is the suppressor I wanted right here, just because I wanted it to be the same brand as the rest of the weapons that are on the ship, so just for the sake of consistency, I guess. I had to go back to New Atlantis to get this. I paid about 25 grand for it. So it is a pretty expensive weapon. So if you want to save yourself a trip, make sure you put this on at New Atlantis before you come over to Hope Tech. Alright, let's finish this thing up and paint it. First we're going to get rid of the grav drive. The reason I'm getting rid of the grav drive and replacing it with something else is just because I want to have a ship that has a relatively low distance that it can jump, but because of the huge fuel tank, it can do a lot of skip jumping, if that makes any sense. So I am one of those people that likes to throw up barriers to myself, especially once the game starts getting easier. I'll tend to throw up like self-imposed roadblocks, so to speak, just to keep things interesting so the game doesn't get too easy. Well, this is one of the many ways I do that, is make it to where I can't jump extremely long distances, and I need a long fuel tank, or a large fuel tank in order to really get anywhere. So, that's my rationale with that. Let's go to structural, because you know how I can't have ships that have open snap points, so I gotta put this Hope Tech piece right here. I think we're just about done. Now it's time to paint it. Alright, if you didn't see my quick tip video, then this is where I'm going to show you how to paint your starship in exactly the correct colors to perfectly match the UC Vanguard starships. How do I know this? Well, because I actually captured a UC Vanguard starship and reverse engineered the color, so you don't have to. So let's paint it and I'll show you exactly how you do that. Now, for the black part, it's kind of a grayish black on the UC Vanguard starships. The hue and the saturation are going to be all the way to the left. And this is for all three colors, color 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now the brightness needs to be 20 clicks from the left. So we're going to go all the way to the left. When you're painting every single part at once, it tends to be really slow. Okay, the brightness is all the way to the left, and now we need to move it back to the right, 20 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is the grayish black color that's on all the UC Vanguard ships, and we need to make this consistent with all three colors. Perfect. All three colors are matched. So the next part is that burnt orange that seems to go on the rear of the UC Vanguard starships. It tends to go on just all the components that are in the rear of the ship, and so we're just going to select all those individually, including the engine, the grav drive, the reactor. We have everything selected there. Actually, you know what? It just dawned on me that I'm missing a part up here. Every time I try to not go back and forth to different ship builders, I end up having to do that anyway. Whatever, we'll put the missing component up here later. Okay. Now, for the orange, the hue is going to be 5 clicks from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The saturation is all the way to the right. And I just realized I'm doing this with color number 2, so I'll have to match the colors 1 and 3. And the brightness is 40 clicks from the right. So move it all the way to the right. And back to the left, 40 clicks. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And I think that's it. And we have all 3 colors matched, and that is going to be that very iconic and distinctive UC Vanguard burnt orange. So the ship, in my opinion, looks pretty good. And finally we have this part right here, the Nova Galactic radiator. So if you're trying to do this in just 2 places without having to go back and forth, make sure you add this suppressor and this right here while you're still at Jemison and New Atlantis. That way you don't have to go back and forth. Color match the radiator to the rest of the parts around it. Just select it and one other part and move those parts 1 click in any direction and then back again. And boom. Now it's the same color as the part it's attached to. And that's it. That is the UC Vanguard Kestrel. Ooh, we have to rename it. Of course we do. Boom. Done. And we have all the weapons assigned. Lasers, cannons, missiles, the same order as the Frontier. The only thing we have to do now is take this thing out and find an enemy and see how it performs in a dogfight. Destroy the Crimson Fleet Phantom at Parima. Well, I was hoping for something harder, but this is the best one I can find, so let's go get him. Turns out there's actually a few of them. That makes it more interesting. Okay, here we go.
Oh, yes! The grav drive is out of commission.
Holy crap, those guns are powerful, those cannons. Oh, I might be about to die. We gotta get rid of this guy quick.
Direct hit to the grav jump. It's offline.
Move, 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 move. And I'm out of ammo. Are you kidding me?
Target's jump drive is down.
I'm on very hard, by the way, so... The suppressor really doesn't seem to do much. Damn, this dude can move.
I
take this guy down fast.
Target's grav drive is down. So sorry, folks. Ah!
Okay, for this guy, I want to see if I can use the suppressor to disable his ship, because I've never used one of these before. Whoa! Almost hit him. Ramming speed! I'm coming to get you.
Let's end this.
Goes their engines.
Got you, son of a bitch.
Jump if you want. Grab drive. Ship is now docked. Perfect. Didn't even smudge the paint.
As they said in James of the Giant Peach, time to go make a pest of myself.
Watch for corners or hiding spots. They know this.
Where you sons of bitches at? Hot ammo. Well, I'd say that was successful. Alright, moving on in our usual fashion, we are going to just take a look around the cabin to see what the cabin looks like and what kind of static clutter spawns in here. This is the 2x1 Hab number 2 from Nova Galactic, and this is the kind of clutter that will spawn in various places. Some places don't have clutter, oddly enough. Like, I'm surprised there's just nothing right here. Could be a glitch or a bug, or I don't know. Not much over there either. This one actually has like slippers and some other sculptures, humidifier, digiframe, things like that. We got beer bottles and empty cups and books. It's kind of cool how they will have just static clutter automatically spawn in the ship. That way you don't have to place it yourself. The only thing is, every once in a while, it'll just dump it all into your inventory, and then you'll end up with, like, 25 empty beer bottles, which is ridiculous, but, hey, if that means I don't have to decorate my ship, I'll take it. Kind of cool. Got this nice couch right here. Here is the lavatory, thank goodness, because if my ship doesn't have a lavatory, I can't have that. I gotta have a place to poop. And here is the side docker that would go into the Crimson Fleet Ghost that we are currently attached to. It's all in here. Usual stuff. Soap, toilet paper, pills. But it's kind of cool how the side docker is like right next to this, and it doesn't delete the lavatory, which is cool. First aid, that's empty. Let's go up here.
Sure, I've got a minute.
Why don't you put your gun away, Barrett? Fucking weirdo. Because we're still attached to an enemy ship is why he's doing that. This is the computer core from Nova Galactic. This adds one crew position to the ship, so we went from 2 to 3. And it's a fairly typical computer core. Most of them throughout all the different starship manufacturers look fairly similar. What does this cup say? Mondays. And then we move into the cockpit.
How are you?
And here is the cargo hold. And where is... Captain's locker is right there. And that's it. That's the interior of the UC Vanguard Kestrel as I have built it out.
Looks clear. Initiate sequence.
And that's it. That's how I built my UC Vanguard starship. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited to actually start the UC Vanguard quest line. I've heard a couple people say that those quests are pretty legit. So now I have a ship that I can rock while I'm doing those quests, and it'll actually kind of look more immersive, in my personal opinion. So that's the video for today, UC Vanguard Kestrel. Questions, comments, put them in the comments section of the video. Otherwise, until next time, this is Halfway Nuts telling you, don't go nuts. That's my job. I'll catch you later.